Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Ryan, and uh, this is my first official video on my YouTube channel, so bear with me. A little bit about myself. I am a singer-songwriter. I'm also writing books, and I have one that I'm sending out right now, and so a lot of fun things are happening right now. Um, I'm also going to use this channel to just have some fun and put my own opinions out there and do some reviews here and there. So I thought, why not do one about my favorite female trekker, and that is Nichelle Nichols. Here's a review about a book that she wrote, um, and it's a really, really good book. It's a sci-fi book. It's a romance story, more than anything else, and it's called Saturn's Child. And it's a romance story. It's, I mean, it is a science fiction book, but more than anything else, it's a romance story. And it's about a Earth of the future where humans have a type of telepathy, and they meet these aliens who are mining on Titan, which is a moon on Saturn. And Earth and Titan, they kind of meet up, and the two main characters, Nyota and Tetrock, who is an alien, they kind of fall in love. And there's a great little romance scene, which is my favorite scene in the book. I won't give anything away. But basically, they decide to have a child, which is very unique in how they do it. And the two planets, which they ask for permission first, because this is their meeting the first time. So both planets say, let's not do that. So they decide to do it anyways, and that's where the whole story really kind of goes into the climax, and chaos can kind of ensue and stuff like that. This book is actually the first of a trilogy. I'm currently reading the second book, so when that book is done, I will probably do a video about that. I really enjoyed this book, and what is really good about this book is that it's not a Star Trek book, even though Trek is mentioned. And I read that Nyota is possibly a descendant of Lieutenant Uhura, which is kind of cool. But it's not Star Trek. It is a completely unique story, and I love what she did with this. And it really is kind of refreshing to have that kind of new type of adventure, I don't read a lot of fictional books. Mainly I save that for comic books and television and stuff like that, but movies. But yeah, I mean, I was really taken away by this. Now I'm a big fan of Nichelle Nichols, so I read her autobiography before this, and that book ended with a kind of explanation about this book, and this book began with an explanation continuing from her other book, and it's really, really a fun read. Um, I do have to say, though, that you have to kind of bear with the book for the first, let's say, 25% of the book, because it can be a little confusing with the terminology, because it is, like I said, it's not Star Trek, so you're not hearing things like warp speed and things like that. I mean, they might kind of be mentioned, but it's more of a what the space program might be in a couple years, basically. Um, and because the planets and the solar systems involved, and the aliens involved, and the alien names involved, it can get a little confusing. But I feel like Nichelle really, once she, put everything in order, the story really takes off, and you don't get confused with it. So if you do find yourself getting confused with the first 25% of the book, bear with it, because it really comes down to just basically four main characters. And the romance drives the story, much like Christopher Reeve, his Superman film. The romance kind of ties everything up, so it makes all the other supernatural stuff less techy and more of a love story. I would definitely recommend this book. It is honestly one of my favorite books of all time. Nichelle Nichols is one of my favorite authors of all time. Definitely tied for the top 4, and I mean that with all sincerity. I really couldn't put that book down until it was finished. And I really don't know what else to say, but go check it out. If you're not a sci-fi fan, I would still say give it a read, because it's a romance story more than anything else. So I guess I'll end it there, and thanks for your time. And if you want to do me a favor, my friend Bree Teagan, that's her channel. Go check her out. She just started one. And her brother has a channel too, so go check him out as well. Have a cowabunga day.